Hi guys, today I have a game for you, my tier 10 German cruiser, the Hindenburg. Now, where have I been? Why haven't I been posting videos? I'm sure is the question some of you may be asking. Well, life got in the way. People have gotten sick. I've been taking care of such said people, picking up medicine, driving people for tests, along with Destiny's 2 expansion came out, and I'm trying to get my light level up for that, along with clan battle. So a lot of things have piled on to what I just normally do, and something had to take a hit. And unfortunately, it was making videos. I am trying to come up with some sort of streaming schedule, even if Sneaky's not around. But usually, if Sneaky's around and on, I will just stream it just, because, it's the old crew getting back together. Now, you've always heard me say I want nice, good, tight, close battles, and those things are like once out of every 100 battles, if you're lucky enough for that. This game comes down to the seconds. My game plan is to kite away from A. It's the reason I run range mod over reload is because I'm running the legendary module, which takes up the concealment spot. Hindenburg is a very good long range support, but by kind of kiting away from A, I'm still staying somewhat center of the map. I can still reach out and touch B, while it will probably be a pain in the ass to hit a DD. You never know. I could actually aim, you could screw up or do something. These are, I believe, high velocity shells. The great thing about the Germans is you get IFHE for free. The other thing you may notice, I'm running mods. For the longest time, I've been an anti-mod, and if the mods are that good, they should just put it in the game. So the reason I'm running certain mods is quite simply because the more people that download it, the more likely it's going to get added in the game. Now, I went with Mod Station over Asland, just because I believe Mod Station is Wargaming's official mod pack. But the more people that download the mods, the more likely they're going to get into the game. Damage counter was a mod. Smoke timer was a mod. Ship names on minimap was a mod. The circle on the minimap was a mod. It was actually an X, not a circle. But I'm also using the Monogram Classic Crosshair, which is a dynamic crosshair, and I'm trying to get used to that a little bit because, I've been using the dynamic one for so long, I'm just so used to it. Unfortunately, you can't see, the crosshair mod here. Oh, the sniffles are real. But, this is all I'm doing. I'm just reversing. Trying to maintain, some sort of presence. Abusing island cover, this is how a Hindenburg, abuses islands. You kind of need distance. The trade-off with this is, because I'm staying at range, you are actually more likely to get citadels on a Hindenburg at range because of plunging fire. When you're shooting at something at range, guys, don't aim waterline, aim up a little bit. You want the shells to come in and go through the deck. You don't want them to angle in and hit the side of the ship, and they're just going to bounce. They're not going to pen. If you aim up, right around where the railing is a little bit, the shells are going to come down in on the ship. And that's how you get these citadels on something that has turtleback armor. is by plunging fire. So by staying at distance is kind of a double-edged sword. I can't get citadeled if I'm not actively maneuvering, trying to avoid shells. Ship gets a little bit more tankier when I get closer, but when I get closer, if you aim under the front guns of the Hindenburg, you should be able to get a couple citadels. So, while I have the tankiness, it does rely on me to properly angle my ship and not give them enough side to go through me like Swiss cheese. Or just get plunging fire and drop all sorts of unhappiness upon me. Now, I might as well abuse the Curvers because, the Kremlin's got a Thunderer, a Minotaur, a Kleber. It's probably not going to be long for his life, but if you notice, nobody's really gotten B-Cap. And I find that weird. Like, there's only 2 DDs in here. You'd think one of the DDs would have rotated. We can see on the minimap, the enemy sent both the... Well, they didn't send. Both destroyers decided to go to C-Cap. So my question is, where's the shimmy? Why hasn't the shimmy tried to take the B-Cap? I kind of don't blame the Kleber, but, at this point, there are plenty of things far enough away from from B to where you should be able to safely get it. Except for, of course, here comes planes, and I'm sure that's going to deter him. The other thing is shooting. You know what? Fine, whatever. Like, the sooner we get rid of this guy, the better off we are. Now, you may be saying, well, why didn't I switch to AP to deal with the Curvers? Get the fires, burn him down. The other thing is I was blind shooting. I'm not running a spotter plane. A spotter plane is used to shoot over the islands. Well, if I'm shooting over the islands, I'm going to take the safer bet and just load the HE to where, if I hit any part of a ship, I could, set a fire. As you can see, I'm playing with my speed. I'm turning in. I'm getting spotted, unspotted. I don't want to get close to these guys. The thing is, we need those battleships to come out of A to help push these guys around the center, which then will, in essence, allow us to push the guys around C. The guys at C just have to survive. As you can see, I got the AP loaded because I was kind of hoping for the Moskva, but, the Thunderer presented himself, and it's like, you know what, you're better off just shooting than not. Now, I'm getting closer to the Kleber to offer Hold Your Laughter AA support. I know. This thing doesn't have great AA. But 2 AA is better than just 1 AA. And if you remember, if you start adding more AA to this, you get the diminishing returns. Big words I can't use. But the AA becomes less effective. Oh, luckily, Moskva had AP loaded and bounces, but the AA becomes less effective. So hopefully I'm going to be able to deter the carrier from coming over to the cap while the Kleber is getting it. I mean, the Kleber is shooting. I have no control over whether he shoots or not. But what I can control is supporting him. Oh, look, there's the shimmy. I just noticed that, I believe now, that the shimmy just got popped up on the map from the Kleber. Moskva, for whatever reason, decides AP is still the best solution on an angled Hindenburg. But it's this point when I notice the shimmy. That's why I come out of zoom. Also, I wanted to go dark. I didn't want to keep shooting because I wanted to, get this cap as fast as possible. Now, I'm not sure what the shimmy's going to do, if he's going to, make his approach, but I'm going to have my guns ready. The other thing is I actually want to start turning out now while I'm not spotted, so I'm not offering the side of my ship to everybody go, please shoot me because I don't respect you. Or as people love to call it, the gamer turn. Hey guys, eventually you're going to have to make that turn. Eventually it will happen. It's just you need to mitigate the damage that you're presenting. I'm more worried about that Hindenburg than the guys at long range. Luckily, I was able to keep my turn going up. Stupid freaking lag. But, you know, I keep the HE loaded. This thing loads fast enough to where, yes, now I can switch. I saw him turning. I'm maintaining an angle. I'm keeping all of my guns to bear on him. I'm also fairly well angled to everything except for the ARP Yamato, which I hope is looking at the Thunderer. You know, you eventually have to give your side up to somebody as, yay, more lag. You know, you eventually have to. You just have to hope that it doesn't have the range to hit you. You have to hope they're not paying attention to you. Angle to as much as possible, but keep as many guns to bear on the guy that is threatening you. Now, I'm sure Club Air is thinking, it's a Shimakaze, I should easily be able to handle him. But look at what the Shimmy's doing, guys. The Shimmy's falling back to his fleet. He's falling back to the Moskva, falling back to the carrier. Hey, man. You don't need to chase him. I mean, look, you know, he broke off for whatever reason. I'm sure he broke off and said, well, maybe I'll go after the Yamato, because the Shimmy is running far enough away. Looks like he's still getting shots in on the Shimmy, but there's no reason to chase that Shimmy into the enemy team. You know, I don't know what this guy is thinking in the Club Air, but I can point out, hey, you know, through whatever, he made the right decision to stop it. And I'm still presenting myself more central than not, because, you know, we got to protect this B cap. C flank has fallen. Hopefully the Des Moines can finish off the Holland while the Thunderer's behind the island, not being able to get shots in on him. The carrier looks like he wants to come deal with the Holland, but I'm going to stick to what this kite does best. Open water kiting. Yes, it can push, and it can do it good. But this thing is so much better as a kiter. Let them push into you. The other thing, you don't want to push into assailant, but he's showing me enough broadside to where I can get some good damage. And, you know, that's why I'm shooting the AP. I may not be getting the Citadels, but what I'm thinking, this is assailant. Shooting it with HE kind of is pointless, because once you get the fires, it's just going to heal it all back. You're not getting all the heal back from pen damage. That's kind of the way you negate the Salem, but that's also how Salem stays alive. People just shoot it with HE and get the fires and forget that it just heals all of that back. To where pen damage, you don't get it all back. I'm also doing, what, 13k damage to him. He's, for whatever reason, decided that, you know, he can easily tank this. And no. 3 Citadels, guy's gone. That's the weakness of the Salem, is actually AP and Broadside. Even if they're bow in, shoot the AP, the fires are ineffective. You know, you have to chip the guy down. You have to just do the pen damage, to where if you're doing, you know, all that fire damage with the HE, he's getting most of that back, almost 80%, most of the time. But time to try to burn down a Thunderer, and then I notice, I'm like, ah, crap. You know, our carrier, you know, it's right there, and the Thunderer's doing the smart thing. Kill the carrier. You know, kill the eyes of the team. The only one close enough to truly defend the cap is, well, the carrier and myself. Shimmy's on cap. I can't push him. It's got a Moskva on the Thunderer, and if I start, you know, doing weird things like pushing towards them, they may ignore the carrier. And, you know, at this point, I'm just praying for the carrier's tankiness to just keep him alive. You know, I pop my hydro because, yeah, the Shimmy's in there. Why not? I need to know if torpedoes are coming towards me. I notice the Thunderer is slowing down because, you know, he doesn't want to keep coming at me. Thunderer doesn't get the great heal like whatchamacallit, Conqueror. The other thing is this HE is going to strip AA off. Well, if we're going to kill the Thunderer, we need to strip off AA because we need the help of the carrier. until our Thunderer and Klabera come back to rejoin the fight. I'm hoping the carrier finally goes dark, but just by looking at the way the guy's guns were lurking, I'm not sure if he just did it, but you know, I'm just hoping and praying. I don't know. I'm not typing in chat. Now, the Thunderous turned his guns to deal with probably the Klabera, which is more or less going to be, in my opinion, the correct call. But once again, I just want to start stripping AA off this guy. I also want to go slow. I don't want to kite myself out of the game. That is the problem with some kiting ships, is people kite themselves out of the battle. Sticking with the HE because I just want to keep stripping AA off of this guy. I probably could have got some cheeky AP shots in on this guy, but hey, burn him down, strip off the AA, keep the carrier alive. Now, our carrier, I hope, notices that the Midway was last seen at sea. I'm hoping our carrier is smart enough to realize, hey, the safest place for him to go, not up, but away. But hey, it could be the mind game, too, of, hey, would you expect the guy low health to just run to the north? Or would you expect him to go all the way down south? Right now, the enemy carrier is ignoring ours. But with the Midway's last known position, oh, excuse me, with the Midway's last known position, like, you ain't got the HP to live, dude. Now, unfortunately, my hydro's down when the shimmy pops up. Now, I'm hoping that the carrier will keep him spotted. Somebody will keep him spotted. Also, I hope he just outright dies right here. I'm going to potentially take the blind shot if this guy's still shooting. As the DDs decided to trade each other. And, you know, the only thing going through my mind is, I need to get B back because they won in 5 minutes. And that's half the reason I got the lovely thing, because it tells me I don't really have the time to mess around. I need to get into that cap. But I can't just go barreling in there and praying for the best. You know, I'm waiting for a good shot on this guy, hoping that he's going to go broadside. You know, he doesn't. Might as well shoot both guns. But what I've actually failed to notice is the in-game timer is down to 2 minutes. All I see is they win in 4. That still tells me I need to get there fast. Like, I can't be playing shifty, slowy. I need to just go. I just need to get into that cap. But unfortunately, I'm, you know, playing with my speed a little bit. We're fairly even health. I need to kill the Moskva. This Moskva is going to give me more time. I'm going to use the DD. I'm actually like, let me run into this guy, stop myself, to hopefully avoid some shots. The guy's sinking. I should be able to escape right off him fairly easily. Luckily for me, I was able to shoot and stay dark. Moskva's definitely within range. And look, I noticed he started making his game return. I'm loading the AP because he's making the game return. He would have been better off just coming straight in at me still. Citadel, he's dead.
Cruiser foundered.
Now I get on time. But just by killing that guy, I knew, like, I need to get in cap. I can't, like, completely slowly play it. But I need to get into the cap. And then I noticed the carrier spotted. And I'm like, oh. Why did our carrier turn in? You have no health. This, I think, is the thing that just frustrates people. Is, you know, dude, you have, like, literally no health. He sneezed on you. It's game over. Can you survive for 30 seconds? I highly doubt it. Why would you turn back in and not put distance between you and him? He's going to take his time to get the perfect shot. Why? Because all he needs to do is just get his planes in there and doesn't need the perfect shot. I need to somehow miraculously kill this carrier in 18 seconds. But let's face facts, doing that these days is near impossible. So it all comes down to time and can our carrier survive?
Our team depends upon you.
And he doesn't. And time runs out. But you know what, guys? As we're checking out the post-battle results, this was a very hard-fought battle on both teams. One little mistake, cost one side the game or not, but I'm not going to persecute the guy. You know what? Because when it's this tight, everybody's nerves are on edge. Everybody's blaming the other guy. The people are still alive or just trying to get the job done, and, he's doing what he thinks is best, and it's an intense situation. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this replay. I do hope you learned something, take something away from this. I do appreciate all your support. I do apologize for the lack of videos. The other thing I need to do is give a shout out to Dr. Drunk, Game Prodigy, who apparently is doing YouTube now, and Overload Boo, who's also doing YouTube. I will hopefully have links for you guys in the description. If not, they will be a pinned comment. Like I said, I do appreciate all your support. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. Have yourselves one heck of a great day, and stay safe out there, guys.